So Jim Green, welcome from WKU. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're going to get started.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And where we were, what we were talking about when we were interrupted was make sure this happens. Give me just a second. We were talking about Today Matters. We had talked a little bit about Today Matters, about being present in life, getting to live life instead of having to live life. And then the third factor was the BCDers in our life. And you got to be aware of enjoying life is who are you enjoying life with? The BCDers, you got to beware of the blamers, the complainers, and the dividers. Because there's people in all of our lives, professionally at work, and personally in our families, that like to blame and complain and divide. And they're drama queens in many cases. And what I have found in life is that if I become a part of that, they love it. They're in control. Because misery loves company. And I choose not to hang with blamers, complainers, and dividers. And I truly try to get them to see and make lemonade out of the lemons that we talked about earlier. And I realize that according to John Maxwell, this is the law of association. And Jim Rohn said it best one time. He said, you are the average of the 5 people that you spend your most time with. Who's got your ear has your influence. Think about that. Who has your ear has your influence. And being the average of the top 5, I want to be hanging and associating with people that are fully and further down the journey than what I am. I choose my mentors, my coaches wisely. I want to learn from them. We're all in this thing of lifelong learning. If you're the smartest person in your room, you're in the wrong room. Let me challenge you. You're in the wrong room. Get to people that will take you further and faster in life. My son has been so blessed. When I get finished today, we're actually heading to Panama City Beach for the first Ironman event in North America since COVID. Jordan is doing the 70.3. He's competing for spots in St. George, Utah next year at World Championships at 70.3. But he's in the top 1%. On his team, Everman Jack, there's 75 of them. And Jordan finished 10th in the world last year and been very blessed. But what I will say to you about that top 5%, that top 1%, there's a lot of people that's well ahead of him. He's got a lot to learn. He's got a lot of experiences. He's got to remain humble, and he's got to work hard, and he's got to get better. Value today. Today, and if we get tomorrow, it gives us an opportunity to become the best version of who you can become in life. And I think that is a good way of looking at it, a good way to remember today. And it's very important. And my mother passed away at 59 of breast cancer that I mentioned to you, Miss Mickey. I just buried my father in January of this year. He was 86. And I lived with him, me and my wife, the last 6 years because Dad had Alzheimer's after his second wife passed. Cherish those moments. They're special to each one of us. And all of you have got those people in your life that you're doing life with. Savor what it is. Thing that I'm going to share with you is this chasing the best version of you. And when I chase the best version of me and you chase the best version of you, remember this: the Creator created us perfectly and abundantly. He doesn't make mistakes. He created us all as gifts. It's our job to expand on that. I knew when I was going to retire from the education field of teaching in a school, and I wanted to build a business. So I went to the best trainer in the world, John Maxwell. We now have 60,000 of us, certified speakers, teachers, and coaches in 168 countries. I didn't go to somebody average. I went to the best. I wanted to learn. Here's why. Because I'm only going to get one life. You're only going to get one life. Let's make the best out of it. Did it cost me money? Absolutely. Was it real costly? Absolutely. I remember telling my wife in Orlando, Florida, she was there during our initial training. She said, "You just did what in spending?" I said, "Absolutely. Trust me, I feel the right thing." Listen, your intuitions in chasing the best you, you're worthy of it. You're valuable. You're going to influence people and things that you never dream about. Go out there and chase the best version of who you can become. The man changed my life. His teachings and the trainings and the things I've done, it's changed me drastically. That's just one example. The second picture you see is me last October in a triathlon. I do about 12 a year. I'm 61. It's not quite as easy as when I was 21, believe me. Okay. The picture you see is me at 170 pounds. Let's go back. Let's rewind my film 18 months. Me and my son were in Panama City at the half marathon. Jim weighed 214 pounds. He had made more money training and had made more money that year than he'd ever made in his life. I was miserable. I wanted to change. I wanted to have energy. I want to enjoy my grandkids, my kids, my great grandkids, if I'm fortunate. I love triathlons. It's a lot easier 170 than it was 214. Believe me, by the time you get to the half marathon at the end of it, it's a lot easier to run lighter. See, what Jim was doing is he chose to become the best version physically. Because no matter what we do every day, the physical portion of us is our energy. It's our energy that carries us forward. So that best version of me, yes, I'm still chasing it. And yes, I will never catch it. But I'm taking and I'm doing the things to do that. So that should be your goal every single day. Now, what I want to share with you in that best version is this tool, because this tool is important. This tool comes from Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning. If you've never read it, it's very deep. Viktor Frankl was a Holocaust survivor at Auschwitz during World War II. He was a psychotherapist. He survived it, and he wrote a book that has become a staple in leadership circles and personal growth. But let me simplify. Let me take something that Frankl wrote that's a little complex and simplify it for you. 10% of the things that happen to us in life, we have no control over. Some of the people, like the ones that joined us uninvited a while ago, we don't control that. We do now, but we didn't then. Okay? I'm not sweating it. Don't sweat the small stuff because you have no control over it. When my mother passed away in 1995, I did her eulogy. It was a day of celebration, man. She'd gone home. The agony and the chaos of this world was over. Did I want to mourn? I did mourn. Did I want to feel sorry for Jim? I wanted to, but I couldn't because it's not what she wanted. See, circumstances happen to us. But I want to get across to you, you have 90% control of your own life. 90%. The choices you make every day. I get to instead of have to. I get to go through today. I get to win the moments of the day. See, that's my choices. My kids make all kinds of mistakes still. Hey, listen, I still love them. I still care for them. And I still challenge them by teaching them and training them, be the best version, make better choices. If me and you don't like our outcomes in life, guess what we need to change? Our choices and responses. The second thing, somebody said, what are you on, man? What kind of drug are you on? I said, it's called life. I'm happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to have a good attitude. Listen, the further up you go, the more influence you have in an organization, the better attitude you better have. Let me tell you where I learned it. Wasn't in a book. The last 7 years of my teaching career, I had the privilege and opportunity to be principal at the Green River Boys Camp. I worked with juvenile delinquent young men, 14 to 18. They were sold drugs, had handguns, just one thing right after the other. I said, guys, we need to get a new profession. Y'all are not very good at what you're doing. Y'all got caught. They used to laugh, Mr. Green, you just get aggravating us. I said, no, let's take some control of your life. They expected me to bring an elite A+ attitude to work every day. Let me tell you the after effects. 157 of them got GEDs and high school diplomas in 7 years. Had a great teaching staff. We had people that cared. We loved them unconditionally. And I worked every single day on my choices and my attitude and helped them make choices and attitudes for themselves. You all, there was an election last night, somebody told me, okay? Somebody's going to be president. I voted like you guys did. My world, 90% of what's going to happen into the future, it's on me. It's not on Joe Biden. It's not on Donald Trump. It's on me. It's on you. This is what we control. Control, take it, make the best out of it. If you'll keep that little chart in mind, it's so very important. And what Jim had to do is shift his perspective, his perception, just a little bit to move from lemons to lemonade. And in that, you might say, how do I do it, Jim? This could be complicated. It's not complicated. Okay? I teach is complicated because I'm not smart enough to be complicated. Okay? I'm serious there. X is where you're at. Y is where you want to be. 3 things you do, just like a triathlon plan, just like I did at school, just like I'm doing with you all in doing this training. Number 1, get a plan. Get a plan. Adjust the plan when it doesn't work. That's not complicated, is it? What works in the plan, guess what? Do it a little bit more, my friends. If it's working, don't change it. Number 2, I have these wants, but what am I willing to work for? See, I told my son, you're in the top 1% now. You haven't accomplished anything, son. I was kidding a little bit, but I got to keep him motivated. Remember, I'm his mental coach, his mind coach. Son, what are you going to do to get where you want to be? It's called work. So your wants have to match up. Don't miss this. Your wants have to match up with your work. What are you willing to put in it? I spent $12,000 in Orlando, Florida that week that I really didn't have. You know what I had, you all? I had a dream. I had what my heart told me. I knew what something was telling me. And I didn't give up on my own dream. Let me share this with you all. All of you got dreams. You're never too old. You'll find a way to get the money if your dream is, if your work and your willingness to do it is greater than what it is. If I had not made that decision, I wouldn't be with you all. I wouldn't have met Kara, who I just dear love like a daughter. I wouldn't have met Derek. You see, my life changed on those decisions, and yours can too. You work hard and you get better every day. If y'all ever want to have me back, I'll be better. Karen, I'll be better. I promise. I will grow every day between now and whenever that is. Because let's face it, you all, when we work hard, we want to get better. My question to you, are you getting better in the job you do? Are you a better daddy daily? Are you a better mama daily? Are you a better aunt or uncle daily? Hey, am I a better friend daily? Because that's very important too. There's a gap, there's a tool to help get us there. And so let me, what have I got? 5 more minutes, Karen, before we open it up. Have I got 5 more minutes?
Sure. Yep.
Good. Let me give them one more tool, okay? These tools to me are just absolutely wonderful. And this is the tool that I was talking about with it. This tool is a system, okay? It's a system that's been around for thousands of years. Some of you have heard of the author Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul. He's written a group of chicken soup books, okay? In that, Jack Canfield mentions E plus R equal O. It comes from the timeless truths of the scholars long before all of us, Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, okay? They were all students of each other. E are the events or the circumstances that happen to us. None of us have any control over the events. What we do have control over is our responses to everything. How am I going to respond to 2020? Who knows? 2021 may be more challenging. I don't know that. I can tell you this, and this is what I would encourage you to do. I know what Jim's response is going to be, whether it's good or bad. I know what his game plan is going to be. In my responses, if I don't like what I'm getting and attracting and bringing into my life, guess what I do? I don't blame, complain, or divide. I change my response. Jocko Willenick of Navy SEALs training. He teaches accountability and responsibility. It's called extreme ownership. What I would encourage you to do is take extreme ownership of your life so that you can respond in a way to get the outcomes that you want. And that little equation is so simple, but that R has a lot of stuff in it that we teach, that I teach, that makes that can make a difference. There's about 6 steps of response. And I give you that though, because it's a great little tool, because we have a lot more control of our life than we think that is possible. So let me conclude today with this. Just three simple little things to conclude this, and we'll open it up. Number one, work harder on you than you do anybody else. That picture is my family. That's my son, Jordan. If you're looking at the screen, he's to my left. That's my wife, Famie, my oldest daughter, Jacqueline, the prize of the family, Vivi, my daughter, Julie, and my son-in-law, Donnie. At the end of the day, if I beat them to wherever I go when I die, and I hope I know where I'm going, they're not going to put any money in my casket. Okay? They're not going to put any things. I bet yours don't either. What they're going to have, though, is great memories of you. I want to be the best version of me, so that little Vivi, that my family, they remember all the good things that we had in life. And I'm finishing up a book right now. In case they forget some of them, they can go to that. You make your journey, and I make my journey with that. Number two, believe in yourself. Listen, you are special. You are a gift. You are unique. Believe in what you can become. A lot of our trainings at Western are just on self-esteem, self-talk, self-growth. Think about this. How do you talk to yourself? You know, that's a really key factor. And the third one, love life. Man, life is great. It's wonderful. Even in 2020, on November, whatever day it is, I don't know. I've trained so much, I don't even know what day it is. Okay, love life. Today matters. Okay? But also, while you love life, don't miss your journey. Not only love life, but love in life. Love in life. And when you love in life, your legacy totally outlives all of you. And I want to share one quick story. I shared with you, we buried my father in January. I was an only child. He was my football coach. If he had to get on somebody, you guessed it, you know who he got on to. Okay, home, everywhere. As I spent those 6 years with my father in caretaking the last 6, we didn't have some good moments. If you've ever taken care of somebody with dementia and Alzheimer's, they're not all great. But we got through them and we grew. But the privilege was the 2.5 days at the funeral home that I heard people continuously come through that funeral home and share my daddy's life, his story about how he lived in life and the difference that he made to so many others. My friends, thank you for what you do. Thank you for the hard jobs you do. We will get through this, and we'll get through it stronger. Don't miss this wonderful journey that we're all on. I had the privilege of having a mother and father that influenced me and that taught me that. It just took me about 60 years to fully comprehend it. I love you guys. I thank you all for the opportunity to be with you. Today matters, chasing that best version, and you've got a couple tools that can make a difference in your life. So Karen, I'll just open it up. I better go here before I get in trouble with Kara. She might fire me and I might need a job. there's the information for Western. So Karen, let's open it up to either one of you.
Yeah, we lost a little bit of our audience due to the technical issues, but I'll make sure that everybody gets this, and they've got your contact information just to follow up. But I just want to thank you for that. I think that's so important that we remember just in these difficult times that a lot of people are experiencing so many different circumstances than they would normally, and just trying to bring yourself some normalcy to that. And these are good core values that you can kind of keep in front of you as a response, just as a as you're trying to work through that. Okay, I've got to remain calm, think about what I'm doing, that kind of thing, instead of responding how we should not. And I just appreciate the how we can work, because the more that we work on ourselves individually, the bigger the impact that we can make to the people that are around us, the people that we work with, and then it impacts a larger community. So I appreciate your words today. Is there anyone here that had any questions for Jim today? I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Just unmute and speak if you do, or if you had a comment. Or
who is that? Is that Morgan that works with you? Who is
Megan?
Megan. Hey,
Yeah.
Megan, I saw you writing some stuff. The first question's the hardest, Megan. What do you got, Megan? What's something stuck out to you, Megan? I love your smile, by the way. Absolutely.
I took notes, very good notes, actually. It was just, I don't have any questions other than the three that you asked. I need to stop and ask myself.
Yeah.
And that's things that I'm appreciative that you've brought to my attention for this. Because I don't know who I am. I mean, I know I'm a mama and those kind of things, and I work hard, but I really need to sit down and think about these things. And well, I guess that would lead to a question. What led you to those questions? How did you come to that path in your life?
Well, that's a great question. And those are hard questions I gave you. They're hard for Jim, even today, because Megan, I change. And I'm going to share this, and I don't know if Kara's ever heard this or not either. And I want to make a difference in the world with people. I want to add value beyond me. I was an only child. I was probably selfish through part of my life, but it's not about me. Life is about others. It's about serving others. And the momentum, once I began to grow, and this happened in my early 30s. I wasn't there, Megan, believe me. I wasn't there in my 40s, okay? But it's chunks in the journey. And all of a sudden, one day, the pieces of your life puzzle and mine begin to come together. 61, still coming together, but it's a lot clearer than it was at 51. Can I answer it? Can I help you a little bit? Enjoy the process. Don't miss the kids on the way. Okay.
I definitely agree with that. We're somewhat like Play-Doh, and as the years go, it forms us in different fashions and all kinds of things. So we mature and grow as we go. So Kara and Jim, I appreciate y'all's time today, and thank you, Derek. He'll watch this maybe later. So thank you guys for your partnership, for the message that you brought us today for our community. We appreciate it so much.
Appreciate what y'all do.
Y'all have a blessed day. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.